activated.
That's right. How old are your kids?
7 and 11. Perfect age.
Mm-hmm.
That it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 461 of the Maritime Paintball Podcast. My name is Brad Odell. I'm missing the king of paintball, but I've replaced him with something a little bit better. We have a special guest, Nightmare PB, over there somewhere. What's going on, man?
This is it, man. Hanging out, being a dude, and enjoying paintball, bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And of course, we're joined by the fantastic Kristy, who does not remember coming on the show before, which I'm a little hurt, but it's okay. It's fine. Kristy's from CPX Legendary Events, who just finished up last weekend doing Canadian Legends. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So hi, Kristy. How are you?
I'm just taking time out between the next event and this past one. Planning all day.
How long is that? Are we talking like, is it days, weeks?
Everyone's a little bit different, but we did Dreaded Legends, I think 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, 3 weeks before Canadian. And then this coming weekend is Endless. So that's fast. And then a couple weeks later, we got Dead Legends in California. So there's a lot going on.
Wow. You're all over the place. Absolutely all over the place. Our regular co-host there, Thomas, the King of Paintball, is in the chat, and he says, better my ass. Well, we'll see. We'll see how he does. Maybe
100%. I'm better. I'm OG. I'm episode 2 good. Okay.
You're episode 1, bro. You were there for episode 1.
Was I? I thought it was episode 2. I thought I bailed on episode 1 because I thought it was going to be a failure, and I showed up for 2.
No. I think you were there for 1 because it was tactical versus tactical.
Right. I think I was there.
It's a lost. The first 5 episodes are lost. Don't know where they went.
Are you serious?
Gone forever.
So no matter what, even if episode 6 is episode 1, I was still there.
You were there from the beginning.
I remember being an original OG of the podcast, and I was like, yeah, this podcast business is too small for Nightmare PB and my 500 subscribers.
Excuse me.
Cousins.
Yeah, we went through this podcast went through co-hosts like underwear. Before we keep going, let's pay the bills. So we need to do a special thank you to Moncton Paintball, my home away from home. Fantastic field. Go check them out. They've got the town. They've got speedball. Right now they have hyperball set up. So they got the hyperball tubes, which is so much fun. Played it this weekend because I couldn't go to Canadian Legends. I had so much fun. It was amazing. Building Paintball. It's a group on Facebook. It's associated with Moncton Paintball. They've done some amazing work. They run little events that helps get the gear into your hands for, pretty affordable. Without Building Paintball, I would not have a Planet Eclipse CS3 in my hands. Not physically right now because I didn't bring it into the studio because that's a really bad idea. I got my hands onto a brand new Planet Eclipse CS3 and a ProFlex Ice, which is, it's so nice. It's so nice. And this past, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I'd have to go double check. They raised $500 for Dylan Rosado. Rosado, I think that's how you pronounce his name. A young fella, unfortunately, battling cancer. So they managed to really, live up to the name, Building Paintball. They're building that community. So huge. So go check them out on Facebook. Go look up Building Paintball. You'll find them. Check out what they've got. Northern Hydration, our athletic formula beverage, or was it athletic beverage formula provider? I forget how we word that.
You really need to get a script.
No, we do this live. The Building Paintball one is brand new, but yeah, Northern Hydration, they make a fantastic athletic drink. It's got all the salts you need to keep you going. It's like Gatorade, but better, way better. It's like adult Gatorade. Fantastic. Go to drinknorthern.com. Use code
Great
Maritime.
For hangovers, by the way. If you show up to a paintball field with a hangover, they are fantastic.
It is. It
Thanks,
actually
John, by the
is.
way.
It legitimately is. It's also really great if you're sick. If you have a cold, super good. You're staring down the camera pretty hard right now. It's a little intense.
My autofocus. Okay? I'm using a DSLR, and it keeps focusing on me in the background and not me in front of the camera. And it's really upsetting when I'm not the star of my own screen. Okay.
Drinknorthern.com. Go use code Maritime PB. 10, score yourself 10% off. They make fantastic stuff. Ntensity Customs, speaking of fantastic stuff, I am so sorry. I'm supposed to be wearing my new Ntensity Customs jersey, which I was busy signing envelopes all night, and I forgot to put on the jersey. So I promised to get photos out like tomorrow. And then, of course, we got Paintball Dirt, fantastic newsletter. Go check them out. Paintball Dirt Substack and VPL, the Virtual Paintball League. They're actually hosting a tournament tonight, same time actually as this show. So you can put them on at the same time. And they, you could watch some people play paintball in VR while you or listen to us talk about paintball in the real life. And then, of course, we're going to talk about CPX legendary events because they're on the show. They're fantastic people. They hosted Canadian Legends, just an event that I desperately wanted to go to, but unfortunately couldn't make it. So I will live vicariously through Nightmare here and Kristy. So break it down. How'd the event go?
I thought it was great.
Camera looks great, bud.
Honestly, I don't know from Kristy's perspective, but from just a straight player perspective, I think it was awesome. And I know this is the typical, Nightmare, you're sponsored by CPX. You're going to say everything that is beautiful and wonderful. There's a reason why I wear CPX on my jersey, and I'm very proud of it because they put on some of the best scenario paintball games I've ever seen. To be walking around the staging area and hearing that from other players all weekend long, whether it be Friday night, Saturday, or Sunday, it was the same thing all weekend long. People were just like, whoa, what is this? I'm like, this is American scenario paintball. This isn't just a walk-on with 3 slapsticks or 3 pull stations.
You sound angry about that.
I spent more time in the USA this year than I did playing in Canada. And I think there's a very good reason for that. And I think that CPX is like the standard, in my opinion. Kristy puts on these amazing scenarios. Like, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, Kristy. I promise you I'm not. But when you go out there, you have 2 choices, right? You can either go out there and just shoot people, which is what I love to do. That's my favorite part about paintball. But Kristy creates these scenarios that you just can't help but want to go do after shooting people. You're like, you know what? I've just spent the last 15 minutes putting first strikes on people's faces. Now I'm going to go collect some Yeti wool or Yeti fur in the back of the field, only to find out, an hour later that the blue team already did that. And long story short, I spent a long time looking for fur in the field. Wait till you see the video. It's hilarious. I'm just cursing the entire time. Where's this stupid fur? What does it even look like? I'm talking to myself. There's no one around me. I'm like, what does this look like? I'm flipping logs and looking under leaves, and I find it under a leaf pile at one point. I'm like, oh, they hid them real well, not realizing that they weren't that well hidden. They were already just taken. So you really have 2 choices. If you want to go there and you want to smoke players all day long, you have that ability. But sometimes, as we saw through this weekend, brains can outplay brawn. Red team was getting smoked for the majority of the event. But when it came to like the puzzles and the challenges that you had to do outside of the gameplay, they stepped up. When, blue team was a lot of speedball players, and I love my speedball players. They are some of the greatest players I play with and against. I love the aggressiveness. But they go out there with one objective in mind: smoke dudes, walk off and reload. Unfortunately for them, red had the brain sometimes, and they were just kind of like scooping up puzzles. So it was a very cool dynamic to see like the hardcore paintball meet the scenario paintball. So that's what I loved about the weekend. And that's what I think made it so much fun. And then watching Kristy walk around in her little outfit that she made was really cool too. She just, she was glowing. She's glowing. Ask anybody, Kristy, you were glowing all weekend long in the staging area. Like, sorry, I don't call it the staging area. It's what do you call it? The scenario tent, Kristy? The commander's tent? You're muted.
It's whatever the theme is. So it was an old trading post for Canadian Legends, and I was Trader Kristy, dressed up like an old-fashioned trader that you might see back then. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and you did a great job there, hitting a lot of things. I do want to make sure everyone knows that this is paintball, and paintball primarily gets the points. All the missions and things help, but you're not going to win with that.
No,
so
definitely not.
Still based on those points that you're getting out on the field mostly.
1 second.
Oh, do we have a caller?
A caller.
Is it Tom?
Probably. Not gonna lie, it's probably Tom. Hello, you're on the air. What's your name?
I am your king of paintball and legend. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm good. Can you folks hear him? Can you hear him, Brian? Okay, excellent. We're good. We miss
can't
you.
hear Brian, which is perfect.
Yeah, we miss you.
I don't.
So, how was the event, Tom? You were there. What's going on? Give us your highlights.
It was absolutely fantastic. That was the way.
It was so good. He hung up.
Well, then I guess that's it. I am seeing in the chat though, Greg Bailey is here saying that this was an awesome event, and as a Magpie player, I like open class. It allows me to be versatile and do different things. I have to say, I got the opportunity to do the most Call of Duty thing I've ever done on the paintball field, and me and Greg snuck into the enemy base. And we laid there for 45 minutes, just one-balling players, just over and over again. And he wanted to light dudes up, and I was like, nope, we're going to take this quiet. We're going to be quiet, and we're just going to shoot them one by one. And he, every so often, he tapped my leg. He was just off to my side. We were laying down. He taps my leg. We both lay down, not move for a minute. The players walking out would walk right past us. It was like all gillied up from Call of Duty 4, if anyone in the chat has ever been around that long.
Call that.
It was all gillied up. We had players within like reaching distance. I could have like slapped someone's ankles and they didn't know we were there. And we were there for 45 minutes. We reminisced about it for like half an hour off the field, how cool that was. So like these events, you can do whatever you want. You can either go hard or you can just be super sneaky and stealthy. It's completely up to you.
I love that. So Tom, we lost you, everybody. So try that again, man. You said
most likely you're going to lose me again because I'm just coming up to the Belle Province. But
yeah, you're going into no man's
land.
I
won't take. I'll let you do it because you guys are professionals. But I did want to thank Kristy because it was so much fun. I have never seen an event quite like that. The people were amazing. I want to do it again. I want to go back, and I will. I'll let you do your business, tell you that I love you, and I will see you later. And we'll recap a little better when I can actually hear things.
Okay.
I am sorry, but it's just not going to be good, and I'll let you guys do business. But thank you guys again from CPX and Adrenaline. They gave me a really wonderful experience. Ntensity gave me a place to hang my hat. And Rhino had so much fun running around with Nightmare that when he came back, his head vibrating. And it was the best part of it. So, good.
I love it. I love
Thanks,
it.
Tom.
There we go. Oh,
love you, Tom.
Yeah. So, speaking of which, folks, if you were at the event, you want to call in. If you have your own little tidbit of like, give us your experience from your little bubble. You can call us at 506-453-4979. So let's talk about the event. Let's talk about highlights. I want all the nitty gritty. I want to know what went well. What maybe actually, what's the question I wanted to ask? Dealing with Canadians, was it different? How was it? Or you're used, first time in Canada. So how were we? Were we polite?
It's kind of known, at least it's believed by many Americans that Canadians are kind people and a little more gentle. And that's exactly the experience I had. Everyone was so just thankful and appreciative and kind to one another. I didn't hear any fighting. There was no major complaints at all. Not that Americans complain a lot, but
Americans are more likely to voice their opinions, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I live. And fortunately, I taught middle school for 25 years, so I just treated them like emotional.
No wonder
people.
You're so good with paintballers.
and de-escalate and calm down. The whole point is to be fair. You know, if you've got a good point to be made, I'll make sure it's fair. So everyone can speak calmly and it'll work out. So, you know, I'm not so stuck in my routine that I'm not willing to bend and recognize if I've done something that might not be fair and fix it. So you go in with that attitude, people appreciate it, and it works.
That's true. I wasn't there, and I appreciate that. So what was the highlights? Like, tell me, Brian, what was your highlight? Kristy, what's the highlight from your side from the trading post?
Also, I a lot of my little trading post it's really decorated to the nines so that when you walk in, you felt like you were in a trading post. We had fur hanging, you know, background imagery, not just the tent itself. I really appreciated the excitement people got to play some of the games. Whoops, sorry. For example, one of the games we played was it was a play on Family Feud, where I asked some questions related to Canada and like what's a tool? Give me the top 5 tools that a lumberjack might have. And you know, I kept it themed everything. And people joined in, and it was for one person. I let both sides let anyone join in, and they had a ball. They loved it.
That's awesome. Okay. That's a great, the Family Feud style. That is amazing. Any memorable answers? Was there anything like, did you get the Steve Harvey face?
Well, I guess I was
staring at a non-existent camera.
So it was interesting because I asked them some questions about like Canadian pop culture as well. Like you name the top 5 YouTubers that Canadian that, you know, like Justin Bieber. That was an obvious one, but there were some not so obvious, and ones I was keeping my fingers crossed that you guys had heard of because I hadn't, and it worked out. People did, and when they didn't get one, and I told them the answer, they remembered. So it was a lot of fun, and people really were able to work together. And I think I guess the biggest highlight is that by Sunday, people got into the routine of when I ring the bell at the hour, they can start new missions and they can get 7 per side per hour. So by Sunday morning, people were lined up at that hour. They wanted to do the missions and they were talking with each other, and Americans and the Canadians were getting to know each other, having fun. So it really felt like it was a moment where people could have fun and kind of play in a different way together and get to know each other without the mask and, you know, everything. So it was nice to see people having so much fun together that might normally not have sat together.
That's awesome, man. Nightmare, what's your highlight, man? What besides the cuddling with Greg the entire time?
Honestly, I think that was one of my favorite parts of the entire weekend was that mission with Greg. Like, I just want to explain how this started, though. It was kind of funny. There's basically a hallway of death through the trees, like a goat trail down a hill. And they had first strike snipers up at the other end. So you couldn't take that path. And to go into the village, they had it locked down. And I look at Greg, he looks at me. I'm like, which path do we take? He's like, I don't know, man. They're both death traps. I look left, I look right, and I'm like, okay, right through the middle. I literally like parted the tall weeds, the grass, everything, and we just went right in. I was like, all right, I'll make my own path. We'll figure this out. That was super cool. As it has been this entire season for me, hanging out with Wolf, man. Mm-hmm. A dude that I have looked up to, a guy who I have I get goosebumps, right? I'm covering goosebumps right now. A dude that I've looked up to since I started playing paintball, a guy whose videos I watched to learn how to play paintball. And now we're kind of on the same tier together. You know what I mean? All season long, we followed each other around. We went to Super Game Oregon. We went to Hell Survivors multiple times, D-Day, MagFed only games, and as well as Canadian Legends. So to me, this season was just awesome to be with Wolf all season long and just have a buddy, a friendly face that I knew all season long. So to call this my last big event of the season was awesome to have him by my side. And so we always hit the field together. We always came off together. That may or may not have affected the gameplay a little bit when we showed up. Whenever we spawned in together, our team was in the spawn We were able to use our knowledge collectively to push people back. But we typically either ran out of paint at the same time or got smoked at the same time. And then we'd come off, reload. And by the time we got back on, our team was always back in the spawn. So it was just very cool for me and him to work together to motivate that team that was not feeling the greatest. No one likes to lose. No one likes to be in the downward position. No one likes to try to come from the bottom and come back up. But it was really cool to work together to motivate our team and get them past that front line. And eventually, like, you could see when we hit the field, it was like one slapstick, second slapstick. We took the castle, we took the trenches. Suddenly blue team was in their spawn. It was just very motivating to see that happen, and to do that with someone I would call my paintball best friend was just awesome. So like between those two moments, me and Wolf always hitting the field and me and Greg doing that Call of Duty style mission, I was just happier than happy, man. It was
Cloud
just
9.
Dude, 100%. And then also getting to hang out with my buddies. So the other thing that I really enjoyed, I made a sappy post about it yesterday. I got to see a lot of my American friends who I've made this year here in Canada. Like, to go see these guys, I've always had to travel down to, whether it be to Oregon or to Michigan. I always had to travel down to see them, but it was so surreal to see my American friends on one of our home fields and see, like, they came in numbers, and I was blown away. I was trying to promote this, like, hey guys, I've come down to visit you so many times this season. Please come up and visit us. See our side of the border. Because I feel like a lot of people, both Canadian and American, might watch the media a little bit too much, and they might think that we hate each other for some weird reason. But there's no hate in paintball. We're all ballers. We just want to get on the field and shoot each other and then high five afterwards. Yeah, we might say some expletives while we're on the field and call you every name in the book.
That's different.
And insult your mother. But when we walk off the field, it's crisp high fives and hugs every time. So I was so happy to see that come to fruition. Like, those guys came up and supported us and CPX up here. I appreciate every single one who made the trip, because I know I made so many trips to go down. It's not easy. It's taxing.
It's it's funny. It's one of those things that on the East Coast here, we're constantly begging people from Ontario to make the trip to come see us, right? So I totally get that feeling of when somebody actually shows up to your home field, or to at least on your turf, and you're just like, oh, you made it. Now I get to be your host, and there's fun. That's fun.
It's such a cool feeling, man. It really is
amazing. So
Mad Frog came up, Otter Chaos. We had 13 Legionnaire. I think there was a few other teams. It was
Gator.
It was so cool. Yeah, Gator Mail. Yeah, they came up.
Yeah. He came up. I think was it Gator Mail? I think it was Damien who did Tom's Angel. Tom got to shoot his angel at Adrenaline. He was very excited for that.
Yeah, it was.
I'm seeing the comments fly by. Everyone's just saying it was such an amazing game. Missions they've never received before. What's this about Wolf's drone following him around?
Oh, dude, catch up, bro. No, he's got a DJI Follow Me drone. It's like a $200 Canadian drone. It's about this big, and he literally just takes it and just goes yeet, throws it in the air, and it follows him around for like 15-20 minutes.
That's dope. I want
it
one.
tracks him, so it's very cool. And he can also control it from his phone too. So if he gets bored of and he wants to control the scenario, he can go get B-roll with it. It's really
really
intuitive.
All right, I'm buying one of those.
Jealous.
That's my
Dude,
Christmas gift to me. I'm gonna get one.
It's on my list. It's on my Christmas wish list to Brian.
Love it. So Kristy, what's on the what's in the calendar? What's coming up? Because I heard that there's another event coming up that you're announcing.
Well, Canada, we decided to do a theme based on Super Troopers, the movie. So we'll have the Troopers versus the Mounties. We've already sat around the fire and on our way back down in our RVs, we've watched the first two movies, and I think a third one might be coming out in the summer. There's a lot of good material there for a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to getting good videos of all these bizarro things that I'm going to make people do. There's just so much to do. It almost writes itself. The movies give you so much material.
Super Troopers versus the Mounties.
It's going to be good.
That's wild.
Does that look like spit to you? Oh well.
I'm just thinking like race to the 50 and chug maple syrup. And
Oh my god.
A liter of cola.
Liter of cola?
Oh god. I can feel my blood sugar rising just talking about it. Yeah.
Come on, Meow.
That sounds so much fun. Sorry, what field is that going to be at? Is that Adrenaline again, or is that
Next year, same weekend, September 26-ish, around there.
okay?
Yeah, and we're gonna come back with full force. And now that we've made it across the border, we have some really large props. We didn't feel 100% comfortable bringing over the border our first time, but when I hit the border, I went into the administration office and talked to someone who was amazing, Kathy Weaver. Thank you. And so,
Wait, Kathy Weaver?
She works at the Border Patrol.
Why do I
That
know
name sounds familiar, doesn't it?
I know that name.
Huh.
Right?
Well, she's phenomenal. Shout out to her. Super appreciate her. But she helped us figure things out our first time, and she's going to double check and make sure we're good to go next year. So we're excited to bring some bigger props.
It's going to be good.
Wait.
I'm honestly excited. That's
me too.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an absolute blast. Like knowing your creativity and what you can bring to the table. I'm very excited to see this scenario play out. Like, I know Canadians are proud, so to see everyone like show up in, say, like flannel is going to be a thing. And I'm sure Sean from Intensity will have something ready to go.
He's already got something ready to go. He's got the flannel hoser shirt. He's got.
We'll just have to change up the hosers on the back.
Yeah.
Farva.
Farva. Oh my God. There's got to be extra
I'm going to
points for,
pistol whip the next person that says shenanigans. Hey, Farva, what's that place that you like with all the stupid shit on the walls? Oh, shenanigans? Oh!
Special points to whichever team has the most like cop mustaches.
That's
I'm
an
not
idea.
shaving my beard.
Bro, I would maybe consider it.
Nope.
Like,
Hard no for me. But I mean, well, maybe. The wife's been like trying to get me to cut my beard off. So.
Well, you could trim it a little bit. It's not going to kill you.
This is trimmed.
Like a little bit more.
Down to here.
That's
It
disgusting.
was like, yeah, it was down to here at one point. I decided to agree with it that it needed to be trimmed when I tried to roll over in bed one time and I got my own beard caught under my arm. That was the night where I was just like, okay, it needs a trim.
I bet you if you combed that thing enough, you could probably find a chicken nugget.
There might be cereal in there somewhere.
I bet you there's got to be something there, like maple syrup of some sort.
I've found things in it. Yeah, I've found pieces of food. I'm not ashamed to say it. Anyways, enough about my beard, as Gloria says it is. So, walk me through some of these missions, though. I'm curious. Was it Greg? Somebody had said that they were the missions they had never seen before. So what, throw me some wild ones. Brian, actually, Nightmare, whatever I'm going to call you. I don't know what to call you. Anyways.
I don't know, man. I'm just a dude who makes videos.
You and I have played plenty of Canadian big games. So give me some comparisons. Give me some ABs.
Let's see. I you know me. I don't do scenarios.
No.
I own so the red team general did have a bit of a hard time. There was some late. I don't know what the right word here is. There wasn't enough aggressiveness on the red team at times. And I could see Danny getting visually frustrated whenever I walked on the field. So I said, Danny, I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to go do a mission for you. What's our mission? So I was tasked with going into the woods, way back in the woods, to go find Yeti fur, Tufts of Little Fur. And that's the only thing I did. And after I catastrophically failed at that, I did find little bottles of maple syrup, though. Apparently those were worth points. So not much, but it was enough, a couple points here and there. I did find 4 or 5 of those little red maple syrup bottles, and I took them back with us. But after I returned that, and after I finished smoking a few faces along the way,
not at all what I thought you were going to say.
Just saying.
Like, we're on the radio.
Whoa, got to calm down here. Hold up, rein him in. I'm not Tom here, okay? So one of the cool things I saw, I don't know what the context is. I'm sure Kristy can elaborate on this, but there was like a literal ton of dodgeballs on the field. Like, I mean, down the 50, they were scattered, and our team ran like rats to go get them, and were getting shot up. And as they were getting shot, they were slapping them back towards the team. And I apparently had to take these dodgeballs, bring them back to the command post, and then you had to shoot them in a hoop while you were in the staging area for points or something. I don't know what the gist was. I think I was too busy with Wolf, like going to control the field again. But I saw that and I was like, that looks like fun. I'm going to go in the woods.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's how it played out. The dodgeballs represented hordes of food that the cryptids were trying to take away from the townspeople. So with each dodgeball that was brought back, we had, like you said, a basketball hoop with a net that could hold only so many. And the first team to fill up their net to the top would win. It was perfect because both teams, I think they were down to one ball, whichever one was going to get it. Everyone was around just waiting. You kept missing and missing. It's not easy because it was a small hoop. And finally, the blue team had sunk the final one, and everyone, roared in happiness.
Okay.
That was really cool when it's close, and you really want to get them as close as possible. I think a lot of the patches one was fun, not the best of all of them. It was just kind of, Sasquatch's fur. You had to go and collect a certain number of pieces.
What was the deal with the Canadian anthem and the flutes?
Oh, yeah.
I missed that one. What was up with that?
Little shout out to Amazing Race. I get some good ideas from reality TV.
Oh,
nice.
So
new episode tonight, by the way.
Okay, cool. So each team had to go and find their cylinder. Their song was inside, like the sheet music. And once the teams brought them back to the tables, back at the tent, they picked up their recorders, and 4 people had to play "O Canada" in unison. And we had Marg, who is the owner of Adrenaline, be the referee or the judge to make sure it was done correctly. So it's a lot of fun because you can switch people out. And there's one guy, Joker. I remember you there. He was like, "This is not for me. Switch me out." And they actually did win that side. So it's a lot of fun when you see people trying to struggle because it's not that difficult. There are little images with where to put your fingers. I don't expect people to be able to read sheet music, but yeah, that's fun. People really get into some of those sideshow things.
My God, it must have just, you really were a middle school teacher. It must have just like a bunch of kids with recorders.
No, the first thing we started off with, and it was easy doing it first just because we were able to put the props out, and I knew, I've done this before in another game, people love the squeaky rubber chickens.
Oh my God, like, all weekend long. I had
60 of them out there. You could hear them squeaking. People were running to. That was 60? Fantastic. I had 60. And the mission was you had to go to Raven's Peak, which was like the castle at Adrenaline. And you had to get your fencing because you had to make like a little chicken coop. And then when your players brought the chickens back, they went into your coop and they were safe. And the first team to get 35, they got the most of them, won. And that was also pulled off by the blue team. I got to say, Drew, leader of the blue team, he did an amazing job right off the bat. Danny did struggle a little bit on Saturday. She had her husband help her out. But on Sunday, she came back with a megaphone and was yelling at everyone. And she just got into it and got everybody amped up to go out there. And she made it a close game. So that was nice. That.
Yeah. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for her to find a megaphone and just be like, this will solve my problem.
No, I'll tell you what solved Danny's problem, and it was epic to say the least. We're back in our spawn. All right. So Wolf and I just get on the field. We're like, oh crap, here we go again.
Just the humble
we're just making up. All of a sudden, Danny got a marker out of nowhere. I don't know where she got this paintball gun from, but holy crap, That woman had a vengeance. She blew past us and she was just yelling to save her life. Like it was just like it was like a scene at a Saving Private Ryan, except it was like yelling General Danny. And she was belittling everybody that she passed. And she's like, I'm moving up. Why the hell aren't you? And she's just going. I was like, all right, man, we got to move up. Like, we got to move up. Now I feel bad. But it was amazing to watch. It was like a fire came out of nowhere. And Danny just made a run for it.
I love it. You know what? Some people, they crumble under the pressure and they fold in on themselves. Sounds like Danny kind of just like stepped up to it and was like, I'm not losing without a fight. Let's go.
No, she put it in, man. She put in the work. She put in the time, and she hustled. I'll tell you that.
Amazing. So good. We'll have to get Danny and Drew on. Maybe we'll get them talk about what happened. What's anything crazy happened in the trading post? Are we talking like anything funny? Any players try to pull any like fast ones on you? I'm very big on bending rules.
Not so much. I have to be super organized because there's over 150 questions. I've got to keep tabulations of all that. So with the help, I did have another helper with me to monitor how many people were coming in. We have just a little flip chart to keep track so we don't let too many. But no, everyone was really good. A lot of times they had to, but get more information from me to complete their mission. Or at least I wanted to make sure they understood. And not everything is done in the tent. We have artifact finds where they have to go out and find something that we hide like an immunity idol hide, where you can't see it. You have to find, be searching for it to find it. So little trinkets. I think there was about 75 or 80 trinkets and like little souvenir gifts that I gave out during that time. Just whether you found the little pouch, there was a necklace inside. I made a lot of jewelry things with like maple leaves and stuff.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so a lot of people, and that's something I wanted to mention when you were talking about Wolf. Wolf had brought his daughter and some college friends, and I know from 13th Legionnaires, we had Gabriel come up from the U.S. and California, and he brought his daughter and family, and those two girls and any of the kids, there weren't a ton of young guns, but those kids loved the little activities. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I really felt like that enhanced their time. Like if it were me, I might not just have as much fun going out shooting if I wasn't a big player. So they had that other option. And especially for the young ones, they just couldn't get enough. They kept coming back, and I only let one person, like you can't come and do 5, you can do 1 an hour. So they'd come back at every bell. And we had things, we had these little dinosaur eggs, like dig it kits, like the fossils you bang into.
Oh,
yeah.
And I made up cards, and if you got that, and everyone wanted to do that, you had to identify, all right, out of all these cards, what dinosaur dragon do you think might be in your egg? Don't expect anyone to, although one person did guess correctly. Once they do uncover it, the card that I've made on the table will have a point value for that dragon. And then on the card, I made a list of, thank you, AI, all the attributes for the dragon, because the kit didn't come with anything good. So they took a minute, reviewed everything, and then they put it down saying, I'm ready, I know my dragon. And then I'd ask them a question, and then it earned more points. So just fun little things. Then, of course, you got to keep your dragon, and everyone wanted that. So a lot of little fun things.
I love it. So, Brian, you mentioned about like not wanting to do missions very much. I'm very much the same way of like you could go on for 20 minutes explaining the backstory of the game and everything, and I'd just be like, sweet, team deathmatch. And then I wander off into the field, right? So like I'm bad for it. I know I am. But would you say this was a little different, like the way the scenario was run? Was it a little more engaging, a little easier for someone like me to do more than just go out and shoot?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's my favorite part about like any of the Legends games is that you don't have to focus solely on just getting the kills and hitting the slapsticks and flipping flags. You can take a minute and enjoy the scenario that Kristy lays out. You go to the trading tent and be like, hey, what is there for me to do here? And chances are she'll point you to your general or someone else to go give you the actual answer, because she's just a lonely trading post lady that doesn't know any answers. So that's kind of funny. So it's a nice break. It really is something for all ages. You don't have to be the greatest paintballer. You don't have to be the next Ryan Greenspan to have a good time on the field. Like, honestly, I could take my kid there and be like, hey, we need to go find this on the paintball field. And sometimes what you're looking for can be found by a new player. You don't have to push into the enemy lines, because it's made very clear that if you touch a prop that belongs to the other team, you're going to get penalized. So if you come back with,
to make sure everyone knew that.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
So,
and you know, Nightmare, I'm going to interrupt you for a second, because Brad, your question was really about the player like you. No offense, Nightmare, about you. You know, you want to shoot. And so I thought about that, about the people who don't want to do any missions, because I get that, you know, not everyone does. So what I did was, we have 2 flag stations. I shouldn't say my whole team works on these. So for the flag stations, we have 2 flag stations out of the 8 that are scored every hour. And those flag stations change. So when the generals or commanders pick up their missions, we hang up 2 new signs for those active flag stations. Now they need to communicate with their team. More recently, over the last couple of events, one of the things I struggled with was, okay, but what if you're on the field and you don't have a walkie and you don't know what do you do then? You don't want to go to a flag station and shoot for no reason. So what we started doing in the last couple of events, including Canada, was put on the schedule our legendary quests, which are like a flag station, but it's slightly different. You know, it's the quest. There's a little background story for those who care about why you're getting it. And then it's a location and a time. So if you don't know where you're going, you can look at that and you know at least one. I know this flag station's in play. And so you can go straight to it. So that way you don't care about missions. Fine. Now at least you know of something that you can be doing.
Yeah, but you're still able to actively help your team by going after the right flag.
Exactly.
I love that. And just so everybody knows, it's not that I don't like the stories and I don't respect or appreciate the effort. It's that I literally take medication because my attention span is so short. So, so that, like, when the lots of details get involved and people are like, yeah, we're doing this because of X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, dope. I'm going to forget all of that immediately. But what I do know is that dude's got a different colored armband than I do. So I'm going to go that direction. But I love that. The staging area, this is something I've found that myself included, we never talk about. Walk me through how the staging area was, because I've been to some events where the staging area is actually really, really worth talking about. Does CPX, did you set anything up? Like, was the staging area set up so that it was just come off, re-air, repaint, eat, back on the field, or was there still stuff going on? Like, paint me a picture.
So the way Adrenaline is set up, because they had the vendors, myself, the stage, the food, all in one central area. So, I mean, I'm talking close, right? Nightmare. I mean, everything was right there. So if you were staging, you were 10 feet away from me and, well, within 50 feet of me and the vendors. So, and then 100 feet from the food. So it's perfect. Yeah. Hey, Wolf.
Wolf literally stole the comment that I wanted to say. Thanks, Wolf. The refs were phenomenal. There's nothing like getting into a firefight and getting chronoed in the middle of the firefight. And Cliff was the one who chronoed me. He just walk around, didn't care. He's just like, he'd see someone shooting, doing their thing. He just he's like, you're good.
Random spot checks.
It didn't interrupt the gameplay. Though he did block my sight once or twice. Cliff, thank you very much. That was like $2 worth of first strikes, guy.
Shoot him in the ankles.
But yeah, honestly, the refs did a fantastic job. They were on the field. They were checking. I can't think of a single complaint at all that came from any players about the refs. If I needed a paint check, I yelled and off they went. Nice. It was phenomenal.
At the side, you know, a lot of the refs were helping me with getting props out, things like that. So respectful. I mean, we do take our head ref Josh with us to all the events for consistency. He talks with them, goes over everything on Friday, makes sure they know the rules. We give copies of the rules to everyone. By the way, they're all online, so you can always check them out whenever you are planning ahead. But I thanked them multiple times. No problem. So kind. Everyone was so kind. But yeah, they did a great job. And I think a lot of them were actually staff from Adrenaline. And then Mark was able to pick up a few others that we needed.
Awesome. You mentioned some vendors. Was there any vendors that we want to talk about? Was there anything cool?
Ntensity Customs.
Well, yeah, they're there. Does that even count as is that a vendor? Or is that just like a full blown stage?
No. They are the best vendor at any event that I go to. I'm just throwing that right there. Not because I'm sponsored by them, not because we're dropping a merch line later this month with all my logos on it and stuff like that. Not because they house me every time I go to one of their events. Not because they have really good sales and their products are awesome. And they didn't make a giant banner with me on it that hung from the top of their staging area the entire season. I just think they're just a really cool company.
No, it definitely has nothing to do with the fact that Sean could break you in half if he wanted to.
Dude, he is a terrifying man. I never want to be on his bad side. Like, he scares me.
So Intensity, I'm sorry. Oh. Let me just throw this out there. Intensity was incredible. They did a lot of talking with my husband, Brian, during the event, but the tent that we had brought up to Canada was not in great shape. It was fine. It was a heavy duty, but it had a couple of holes here and there. And Intensity offered to make CPX, allow us to decorate it and provide that for us as a gesture of appreciation for having them. And Intensity, we're going to be working with them next year when they come back to Canadian Legends and be hosting kind of a players party thing. We're going to add that for next year. So it's going to be up a notch, and they're helping.
Wicked. I'm going to be there next year. I don't care what. No, I'm not going to say that on the radio. Moves are being made to make this happen. Yes. So Intensity was there. Gator Mail was there. We'll put that in the chat. So shout out to Gator Mail. Tom loves their products to the point where it's a little bit obscene.
The Adrenaline Pro Shop was set up as well in the center of the field, I think, or center of the staging area.
Center of the field. I just see it just like dodging paintballs trying to make a purchase.
Dude, how cool would that be? Just set up like a little bit of netting, and like you have your safety zone. Take your mask off, make a purchase. Walk in.
Somebody ping Sean. We want that. We're gonna I want fully netted in with like the baseball entrance, you know what I mean? Like paint can't get in, that kind of thing.
Like a hydration station on the middle of the field, just except you're buying.
We could do Northern Hydration.
Just saying. That's awesome. Also, I love the fact that Intensity is the kind of organization, kind of company that can just kind of be like, yo, we're just gonna make you a tent. You need a new tent. We're just gonna make one. How awesome is that? I love it. So we've got a little less than 10 minutes, give or take. So that's wicked. It sounds like it was a good time. Sounds like it was an absolute blast and everyone had fun. And I am sound cheery. I am quite depressed that I couldn't make it to the event, but I got to shoot my new CS3 last weekend. So that was pretty sick. It was awesome. It was a ton of fun. No, Explorer. We're not calling it the Intensity Moist Point. Oh my God.
We're not doing it. What about the chicken wings? Greg said something about what about the chicken wings? What's he talking about?
There was what were they a team? Was it the Sea Dogs? I think they were selling chicken wings. I think they were selling chicken wings to help support their team, right? Yeah. Also, I want to shout out that team, okay?
Sea Dogs?
The Sea Dogs were fighters.
Yeah.
When they hit the field, holy crap. Like, it was great eliminating a few of them with first strikes. Don't get me wrong. I will. I love that all day long. Especially when the MagFed guy is on the front line. I will take that and run with it every chance I get. But my God, trying to predict what side of the bunker that these guys were going to peek out of or peek up over, it was never the same twice. So basically, I was trying to calculate, okay, he's popped up. once on the top, twice on the right, once on the left. I think he's going to be at the top this time. Sometimes I got lucky. Other times I was wasting my paint. But these guys, phenomenal players, great guys on and off the field. Their sportsmanship was through the roof. And I truly would love to see these guys excel in the pro scene.
They are. They're amazing. Explorer puts it, Sea Dogs are the real Canadian team, not like Sacramento Impact. I don't know if that's supposed to be a dig at Edmonton Impact, but I'm going to assume it is, and it's hilarious. Glad to know that they were out there and playing. I'm glad to know that they were selling their chicken wings, because we had Derek on a couple weeks ago, and he was very proud of the chicken wings that they sell. So that's great to hear. I love that. Sorry, more comments coming through. Yeah.
Brad is now a PE fanboy.
Brad is not a PE fanboy. Okay, here it is. I didn't shoot PE because everybody shoots PE, and I'm a contrarian. I'm a jerk like that. Everyone's shooting PE because PE makes amazing gear, but I will purposely handicap myself if it means that I don't have to shoot the same thing as everybody else. But the CS3 I got my hands on is a 1 of 20 Revo team gun with the Hormesis on it. So there's only 1 of 20. I have 1 of 20, which means there's only 20 made, which means it's rare enough that I can shoot it and not see somebody else at the field with the same marker.
Yeah, because honestly, when you get hit by a paintball, you really know what that player was shooting. You know what I mean? Like, you're like,
well, I mean, you spend enough time in the staging area. Yeah, you're gonna
that's definitely that was definitely a Planet Eclipse gun that shot me there. Like, oh damn.
I mean, odds are, yeah.
The rest of them
nowadays it probably is a Planet Eclipse gun hitting you.
Well, I'm not. I shoot PE, but I'm reserved on my comments on that one. But anyway, besides the point, the great gear, it works. I don't have to tech it ever. My favorite thing about it,
I cracked it out of the box. It shot 275, 276, 275. I was like, this is great.
They're consistent. I'll give them that.
It was a good gun, man. It was good. It was awesome. Okay, so I want to run down because I forgot to write it down. So next year, Adrenaline Paintball is hosting the CPX event, Super Troopers versus the Mounties. What was the date again?
Same weekend. I'm not sure if it's the 25th to the 27th, or it's going to be about that.
Yeah, it looks like if it's going to be the same weekend, it would be the 26th, 27th, and 28th.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Give or take. And then, if you do happen to go to that one, you know what I'm really excited about? I love the Legends patches. I don't know who designs these fantastic logos, but I get patches all season long from teams, from players, from companies, and I love every single one I get. But I'm sorry, like, these patches are some of the coolest patches that exist. The detail, I don't know if you guys can see it in.
Honestly, if you didn't tell me there was a patch, they look like medals.
They're insane, man. Like, I wore this one all season long, ever since living. But like now I've got to put both of these on my gear somehow, and I'm running out of patch because I've literally gotten rid of the patch, the Velcro patches on my sleeves on my jersey, to maybe put sponsors' logos there or something like that. Hashtag sellout.
Hashtag sellout. No way. It's selling in.
No, it's not selling out. I bought in. Okay.
That's what it is. Sorry. Yeah. What did I say? Sell in.
Wow, about the patches. Sorry to interrupt you. No. The Canadian Legends patch, we were just talking, the team and I were talking about the patch and what we're going to do. We're changing the theme. We really want mustaches in there. We really want the gators and the hat. So we're going to come up with something just for next year's game that's Trooper Mountie related for everyone to as a memento. But we're still going to keep the Canadian and have something different.
What if it was a face and it was split in half, and half of it was a Mountie and half of it was a Trooper?
The only difference would be the hat would be black on one side and brown on the other.
Give the other guy a beard.
Yeah.
And the stash. I don't know. I'm sure we can come up with something.
I'm already there with you. We talked about having it split in half where you can buy one or the other if you want, or get both.
Oh, that's cool.
It's in the works. We're talking about it.
I'm down for that. Because I'm just trying to think. I'm like, if you put them side by side, what's the difference between a Mountie and a trooper? And it's like, well, they both have big hats. Mounties, well, when they're in ceremonial gear, they're wearing bright red. But other than that, they look like regular cops. So it's like,
I mean, I'm sure ChatGPT can come up with something.
Probably. Try Gemini. Gemini's got
weird,
the image. Yeah, man. Sorry, Josh. I can't pronounce Josh's last name. Gastelum, whatever. Josh from Monkey Paintball actually put the link for the building paintball group for the Facebook group. So if you are interested, go check that out. They do great work. Honestly, I wouldn't have a CS3 if it wasn't for that group. So, 2 minutes left. Who do we want to shout out? Who do we want to talk about? Who do we want to give special attention to for the last 2-3 minutes?
Well,
Not
Greg at Adrenaline and Marg. They were incredible hosts. They welcome them back next year, obviously. Nightmare, you're always a pleasure.
Thank you.
We love hanging out with you on and off the field. I'm not on the field really with you, but off the field we eat and
You're there
see
in spirit
a lot in that time. It's been fantastic. And of course, Wolf is always a delight. I didn't talk to Todd from behind the bunker at the event because he was really doing the field stuff, not so much the missions. But I told him I'll have a charcuterie board with me next time to make sure he stops in at least to get some of that. I can shake his hand for coming. But yeah, so thank you for everyone who came. Really, all the Canadians, all the Americans. I think 10 to 15% were American.
That's awesome.
So yeah, to have them come up. Actually, I do want to say, Gabriel from the 13th Legionnaires, he's a great guy. He supports us, comes all from California to all these games. And he was so helpful to Drew on the blue side. He actually got most valuable player from Drew. So that was a really nice. Yeah.
Love that. I love that.
Awesome.
What other, did you have any, what else, what other awards were there? You got MVP. Is there anything else, like anything specific?
And a Young Gun Award as well.
Okay. Nice. Love it. Wicked.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Kristy, Brian, and your entire team. Not a lot of people know this, but this was supposed to be my last season being a e-celeb in the paintball community. It's gotten hard. Real life gets in the way a lot, and my passion died off over the last few years. But the second I got to be with you guys on the field, combined with various other people that I'm connected with throughout the industry, you guys brought my spirit back. You guys brought the love for the sport and what I do and entertaining people back. And I want to thank you guys so much because I don't think I would still be doing this next year if it wasn't for the support that you guys gave me. You guys helped relight the passion, and I just can't thank you guys enough for the support you guys gave me this season, and I can't wait to do it again next year.
Amazing. Look at that. You single-handedly saved the man's paintball career.
Not single-handedly, definitely not, but we're a huge part of it. Massive.
Up there, she's on my show. Single-handedly. No, that's awesome. I love that because next year I need you at those events.
I'll be there.
Good. So will I. Come hell or high water. I don't care what I have to do. I'll hitchhike. I will hitchhike if I have to. Amazing. So that's it. We're at the end. That's it. We're all done. An hour gone by, just like that. So Kristy, thank you for coming on and chatting with us and hanging out and announcing the amazing Super Troopers versus Mounties game that I can't wait. I'm gonna start practicing drinking maple syrup for that event. Such a terrible idea. Anyway,
we're gonna get Canadian fat.
We're gonna get Canadian fat.
Nuts. They were quoting. I heard so many movie quotes coming out of people's mouths the second we announced
100%.
it. Yeah,
100%.
A lot of people know that.
I can see it now. Super Troopers versus Mounties, sponsored by I don't know whoever manufactures insulin.
What? Troopers. We don't want any copyright issues, but Troopers versus.
Oh
Mounties.
yeah. We'll figure that one out.
Superb Troopers.
The Superb Troopers. I like that. That's good. I'll dig that. Brian, Nightmare, whatever I call you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Anytime, my friend.
Much appreciated. Great chatting. I'm sure we'll be chatting back and forth. And yeah, we'll see. Well, the season's pretty much at the end, so we'll cross paths at one point. And
100%.
you know, thanks for everyone who's hung out with us, liking, chatting, sharing the podcast and everything. Truly appreciate it. And a shout out to all our sponsors of the show. You know, Moncton Paintball, Building Paintball, Northern Hydration, Ntensity Customs, Paintball Dirt, and VPL. Truly appreciate all the support. So that's it, folks. We're out of here until next week. Cheers.